Hey guys, this is Lilama and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you for passing by. And on this channel, we talk about diet, we talk about life experience, we talk about cooking, we talk about hair. If this is something that interests you, why don't you subscribe and join the family? As you guys can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to be sharing with you the depth of the common accommodation here in Dubai. Let's get started. I'm gonna talk about what to consider when you're looking for accommodation, how you can go about it, some few tips slash advantages and disadvantages. I will just dive into the whole thing and then you can decide on your own. The reason why I want to talk about this topic accommodation is because firstly, on my first video, I'll leave the link below in the description box. I promised that I would make a separate video about the accommodation in Dubai or in UAE in general. And also I got like 3 people in my DM on Instagram asking me to make the video sharing about the accommodation in Dubai. The kind of accommodation that I'll talk about, it's called the bed space slash bunk beds. If you have been to a boarding school, you know what I'm talking about, so this shouldn't be new. But if you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about, I will leave a picture somewhere above. I'll just leave the picture for you to view for yourself. If you are considering to come to Dubai, you have to be aware of the type of accommodation that you're likely to live is defined by your pocket. This depends on the budget that you have. If you don't have much money, chances are you're likely to stay in this bed space.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let me explain to you what a bed space is. A bed space is a shared accommodation, a shared space or a shared room where there is beds, about 2-3 beds or 4. Again, depend on the size of the room. You will be sharing the room. Mostly you will share the toilet with your roommates. Before I got to the toilet, in the room you will share with 4 other people or 8 other people. It's a double bed. Someone is on top and someone is down, and there's another bed just few centimeters apart from your bed. And normally these beds, they don't accommodate 2 people. It's a self-contained bed. You will be sharing a toilet, a bathroom. The toilet and the bathroom, the chamber is just in the same room with the bathtub or the shower. Also, you will be sharing the kitchen, dishes, like literally even the refrigerator. You will share everything except for food. So this is likely the setup of the bed space. But if you have like some money, or if you have relatives already or friends here in UAE or here in Dubai who can help you look for another option, which is not the bed space but it's called the partition. It's not that big, but it's small and it's a whole room with divisions, and so you have like a self-contained space with just a tiny bed, possibly a wardrobe, or there is no wardrobe. In some cases you won't have a space to put your clothes, so your clothes will just be in your bags. Same as the bed space. Some bed space do not have lockers or cupboards where you can put your clothes, or wardrobes, whatever you call it in your country. But in some cases they are lockers. Like in my case, the bed space that I first lived in, as soon as I got in Dubai, it had a locker. Every individual had their locker, but we were sharing dishes. What my sister did to me was she encouraged me to buy my own plates. The day I arrived in Dubai, she bought me my pots, 2 pots and 2 plates and 2 spoons, so that I wouldn't have to share with other people. But in most cases you have to share everything with other people. Now let's talk about the cons of living in a bed space. There's lack of privacy. There's always people playing music. You can't stop them. You can't tell them what to do. When you hear your completely I mean, both of you are paying the same rental. There's no way you're gonna tell someone to shush or to tell someone to answer their phone outside or to reduce their volume or whatever. There's no way you're gonna control someone.
Population, you gonna poke the nozzle, what you gonna do? Boop.
Secondly, there is no hygiene. Mind you, you're sharing the bathroom, you're sharing the toilet. Whoever might wake up before you, they'll bath and just splash water everywhere. They'll leave it like that for you to just suit yourself. So if you're someone who is so smart, bed space might be tricky for you because it's not for everyone. Like I said, you're sharing literally everything that maybe back at home you don't share with some family members or you don't share with your friends. Also, it's not safe. Some bed space are safe. Like I'll speak from my own experience here in Dubai. When I first got here, I remember I would leave my wallet on the bed. I would leave whatever, my phone, and no one would steal it. But nowadays, I feel like I've had so many stories of people having their things getting stolen from their room. You can't report it to anyone. I mean, because in the first place, I think bed space are really not allowed in Dubai. I'll talk about that later, why I think they're not allowed. And also the fact that you're sharing dishes, you're sharing plates and pots with other people who are very careless and who are full of themselves. What happens in most cases is that if they cook before you, they are not gonna wash their dishes just because you wanna cook next. They just leave it dirty for you to suit yourself, go wash the dishes that they used. You can't do much about it. You can report to the landlord. In most cases, the landlord doesn't do much about it, except for maybe trying to talk to them or whatever, or maybe they'll chase them away. But just imagine a situation whereby you're living with 4, 6, 8 people in the same room, and you guys are from different backgrounds, you're from different nationalities, and maybe you're of different sex in the same room, and you want to try to control someone to do something that you think is right. So it's gonna be the biggest con of living in a bed space. Another disadvantage is that if you don't have people, or if you don't have enough information about how these bed space operate or how to go about this bed space, you might find a bed space that has, like I said earlier, different nationalities, people who are from Ghana, Uganda, Nigeria, Pakistani. So if you are someone who is not cool with living with people who are not from your country, that's one thing that you might find here in Dubai. It's very, very common. Then again, if you have friends already in Dubai or families, they can look for an accommodation. You won't have to share with nationalities that are not from your country. There's so many cons in regards to living in a bed space. You might find out that you cook your food, you keep your food in the refrigerator, you go for interviews, you come back and your food is gone. There's no one to answer for that. Everybody's just like, I don't know. That's another thing that you might experience. And that's so bad because when we come here in Dubai, we are looking for jobs. You have a tiny budget. You're trying to live within a budget. And then someone is living on your food. Someone is stealing from you. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? You have to be prepared when you are sharing an accommodation here in UAE. Another con is that you have to be ready to pack your bags at any time. Why I say that, you remember when I said I don't think they're allowed. I remember back in 2019 when I just got in Dubai, our flat was raided by police. We were forced to move to a different villa because they felt like we were breaking the law. There was something talked about that was aligning with us being in the same room and living as opposite sex, which was not allowed, as well as abuse of electricity, because if it's a small apartment and there is higher usage of electricity, I think that's one of the reasons why we were chased out of that place. It happens again in partitions and other types of shared accommodations. You always have to be ready to pick up your bags and move to another flat or another location or another city, because there's always something going on with these bed space or these apartments. And also I want to talk about things to consider when you are looking for an accommodation. You want to look for a place that's closer to a metro station or a place that's closer to a bus station. Why do I say that? This is going to save you time, especially if you're someone who's going to be looking for a job. If an interview is scheduled at 8 a.m., you want to be there maybe at 7:30. Imagine you're living away from the metro station. You have to walk maybe a kilometer or so to get to the bus station, to the metro station. What normally happens is that for you to reach wherever you're having your interview held, you will have to go through connecting trains, connecting buses, which will take time. You want to look for a bed space to a location that's very near to metro station or a bus station. This will save you money, time. The price of bed spaces vary because of the location. If it is somewhere somewhere closer to a metro station, the price is a bit high. If it is somewhere that's further the metro station, the prices are normally low. Put that into consideration as well. Let's talk about the good side of this bed space. One biggest advantage is that while sharing with other people might not be something that you want to do, a number of people, including myself, the way I found my first job was I was connected by my roommate to meet a lot of people. Some of the people in the bed space are already working. If you are in good terms with them, if they hear a job from their friends or from their companies or nearby companies, they might connect you, just like I was connected to my first job. When you run out of food, when you run out of transport money to go to interviews, people that you live with, even if they're not from your country but you have good relations with them, they might help you with food until you've gotten your job. They might help you or might not help you, but it's always good to have good relations. Whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, it's always good to have good relations with people that you live with. If you happen to be in a situation that needs help, those will be the first people that will come to your aid while you're sharing accommodation in UAE. For some of you who might ask me how much they cost about $160 plus or minus. Within that range, you might get it for $150, $140, $130, $180, $200. This depends on the type of accommodation, where it's located, whether it's close to a metro station, how clean it is, because there's some nasty bed space that you might find, and those ones are normally cheap. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that before you leave. I felt like I should share with you guys because these topics are not really talked about. People don't really tell people the truth, especially those people who are back home. If you're new here, again, thank you so much for passing by. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Please subscribe. It's gonna help me grow. If you find it very useful, you can go ahead and share it with your loved ones, with your friends, family. So see you in my next one. Bye.